Up next on the Tesla Plaid channel. It is on a big tire, big wheel, at least on the rear. It's Bradenton Motorsports, December 9th, 2021. We're here a little early. There's a good number of cars. I like that 69 Camaro SS. We're gonna try to find some cars without roll cages and roll bars so we can run mostly flat out next to them, at least to the 1,000-foot mark. Unless the car we're racing has a roll cage in it, it can't be running any faster than 990 either. So that's how we'll choose our races tonight. We'll find other cars that don't have roll cages. They shouldn't be running any faster than us. And we should have some good races down to 990 or thereabouts. So that's a Redeye Super Stock. Will be in there.
807.
807. Okay.
They made it one less than the Demon.
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
basically the Demon. It's got the same chassis.
Yeah.
They got the 4 drag radials on all the corners. It's a Demon without calling it a Demon.
All right, it's been a little while since we've been out to Bradenton on a Thursday night, quarter mile. They say that because we don't have a roll cage, we have to run slower than 9.9 seconds and under 145 miles an hour, and we're going to respect that. That means when we're running against cars like this Redeye Challenger, 800 something horsepower, I don't know his mods, but he's on drag radials, we're going to do just enough to beat him and not a whole lot more. Different ways to approach it. We can try to stay right alongside him the whole way, or we can get close to the finish line and then hit the brakes. So I'm a little far forward. I'm not going to hit it too hard here. We know we can take this. I think I'm going to go to the 1,000-foot mark, about 130 here, and then get on the brakes really hard. Here we go. Go to the 1,000-foot mark, about 130 here, and then get on the brakes really hard. There we go. So that was a Redeye over there. Like he finished about a full second behind us. We should have a good 1/8 mile time. I think our quarter mile time will be right around 10 seconds. I wasn't too hard on the brakes at first, but by the time we hit the finish line, I was pretty heavy on the brakes, as you could probably tell. Watch my speedometer dropping really quick. Don't really need to use drag strip mode tonight. Hey there, 23, thank you. We've been running a whole lot of 1/8 mile lately, for good reasons. Most of the faster cars that I race with, like that Malibu I've raced with the last couple weeks, the Nova that's doing wheel stands, the Barracuda, those cars are all 1/8 mile cars. They don't have the gear to even run quarter mile. The big block Malibu told me he can run to about 1,000 feet, but not to quarter mile. Point being is, some people wonder why we favor 1/8 mile versus quarter mile, because it's hard to find cars, street cars, that just come out on a regular basis that are running 9 seconds. All the cars that are running really fast and compete with the Plaid can only compete in the 1/8 mile because they've got really short gearing, 456, and these really low gears, high numerical, that make them quick in the 1/8 mile, and then they run out of motor and run out of gear shortly after the 1/8 mile, so they couldn't run quarter mile if they wanted to unless they made a bunch of changes. On that pass we ran a 972 at 107 miles an hour. 9.7 is faster than I wanted to go. Hopefully I don't get a warning on that. I'm surprised it was a 9.7. pretty quick there at the onset. I ran a 6:07 eighth mile, had an 07 reaction, and I was doing 119 miles an hour at the 8th. I'm gonna need to get on the brake sooner so that I'm running 990s and not a 9.7 like that. So I'm hopeful that no one comes over and talks to me after that 9.7 on that first pass. But again, that was a 9.7 at 107 miles an hour. And the thing to notice there is that I was 12 miles an hour slower at the finish line than I was at the 8th mile. So if there's any doubt or any question about it, if all I had done is coasted from the 8th mile to the finish line, I'd have probably ran a 9.5. So that was a 9.7, heavy on the brakes, taking it all the way down to 107 miles an hour. We got to slow it down even more than that to stay at 990. All right, that's a good warm-up. Let's see who else we can find. We got all kinds of cars out here tonight. This full-on dragster and a 33 Nova nitrous that we've been running the last couple of weeks. We're gonna have to line up with him here in the 8th. All kinds of interesting cars. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of fast cars here. So out here at Bradenton, they separate the cars into different lanes. You got the motorcycle lanes, of course. You got the No Time Pro Tree cars over there. Then you got the slick tire cars that are on a sportsman tree here in lanes 5 and 6. Lanes 1 through 4 are all street tire lanes. So my car technically should only be in lanes 1 through 4. Unfortunately, that means I can't race the kind of 9 and 10 second cars that are running in lanes 5 and 6 on the slicks. In fact, there's rarely a 9-second car in lanes 1 through 4. I'm lucky to find anything in the low 10s in lanes 1 through 4. So that's part of the problem out here at Bradenton. If I have a grudge race set up with someone from lanes 5 and 6 and they're in on it, they'll often allow me an exception. But I can't just kind of roll into those lanes and line up and troll next to cars. So we haven't found a dance partner for the second round. We're gonna go down next to this white P90D just to see the difference in the quickness between that. It is on a big tire, big wheel, at least on the rear. It's got 2010s with 20 by 10 inch wheels with a BF Goodrich of some sort on there. Okay, I don't know what happened there. He just took the other lane. Oh, crap. You can hear the stick on this track here tonight. Bradenton's always got really good prep, so apparently they're getting the VHT or PJ1 that Showtime's not able to get. All right, we're gonna let the white car have the move, and we're still gonna get on the brakes early. I think and let's see if I can do the braking job a little better this time. All right, I'm confident that that's 990 or slower. Thank you.
Go.
We let the other Tesla move first, just to at least let it get down the track a little bit. Our 8th mile time was a 6:22 at 119.7 miles an hour with a 1.61 60 foot. Not great times, but remember, we're just in Plaid mode here. We haven't warmed up the battery. We did not use launch control either, so you know, we could do those steps to get a faster 8th mile, and maybe we will on the next pass. Once I hit that 1,000-foot mark, I got heavy on the brakes, and we were able to run as slow as a 10.1 at 89 miles an hour. We were 30 miles an hour slower at the finish line than we were at half track, right? 119, and then braked hard, took 30 miles an hour off, 89 miles an hour at the quarter-mile finish line. But what we really want to do is find some cars that are running around 10 flat, 990, and go down the track with them. So we're still fishing for some competitive cars. Let's see who else we can find to race. You can see this Coyote's got Whipple-Supercharged, and he's on Mickey Thompson 305 ET Street R drag radials. And you can see the Whipple on that 5-liter Coyote. All right, we got a Coyote Mustang here with a Whipple Supercharger. Looks like they're just cleaning something off the track, so I got to pick my line carefully. And that Whipple sounds good, but I'm going to go ahead and give him the move. I'm going to wait till he goes. It's underway. He doesn't got it. Till he goes. It's underway. He hasn't got it. I was expecting the Mustang to have a little bit more. Thank you. I'm trying to find some cars that'll give us a side-by-side run, but it's just really difficult out here at these quarter-mile tracks. Just so many high 10, 11, 12, 13-second cars, and very few that'll run a low 10 or a high 9. Not too much interesting on this time slip. We were 670 at the 8th mile because we got in and out of it there. 116 miles an hour though at the 8th mile. We were heavy on the brakes. We ran a 10.6 at 95 miles an hour. Still well ahead of that Mustang. Just got to keep looking for a car that can put out. All right, this beautiful black C7 Corvette. It's got a Paxton Supercharger on it. You can see it's got Nitto NT555 R2 drag radials on here. Reaction time only on this race. I'll get out of it by half track, but whoever has the better...
do whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
All that matters is reaction time, and don't you go red.
Exactly. red loses, better reaction time wins.
That's it.
You got to see.
Thanks.
All right, we haven't been able to find a competitive dance partner, so the Corvette that we ran a couple weeks ago, we've agreed to race for reaction times only. Whoever has a better reaction time wins. Whoever red lights, of course, the red light would lose. All right, this is for reaction time only. So I got to stage right. It's all about where I stage. Very shallow. I'm way here to the outside. There we go. Let's see how good of a reaction I can cut. Now, oh, that was really close. I have no idea who got it. Really close. I have no idea who got it. I think we both had pretty good reactions there, and no red lights, more importantly. How's it going? Thank you. Well, we're not going to know who won that race until we put our time slips side by side. My reaction was an 096. Not my best. At Showtime last week I had quite a number of like 02s, 03s. An 09. Not sure if it's going to be enough or not. Looked like he was leaving right with me, so could be right around a 10th. It could be a little faster. Find out. Otherwise, on the pass, we had a 627 8th mile at 119.5 12.1 miles an hour. And I got out of it right after the 8th mile, and I still ran a 10.4 at 91.6 miles an hour. I'm looking forward to seeing his slip. How'd you do, man? How'd you do?
059.
059. You beat me.
I sold. I moved first.
You know, I was going to come over here and I was going to say...
Let's see. We always compare slips. I like how you do this.
But hold on.
Let's see.
Here's the thing. I was going to come over and just to screw with you, I was going to say, yeah, I had an 07. That's my slip from the last race.
Oh, but you can still use it. There we go, bud. Look at that one. There we go.
You got me. 059.
059.
Wait, that's not the right slip either. That's not it. I obviously wasn't 1 second. We left pretty close together. All right, Steve. We're legit now, and you know we're legit because the 2 tickets will match each other. They'll fit together.
All right, let's see. What did you do?
That's not this. Where's the freaking slip? Okay, these should fit together now. Sorry.
Let's see what we got here.
Do they fit together?
Close enough, I think.
Another one.
All right, there you go. Now, what is it?
096 to your 059. So you had not quite half my reaction, but close to half. I mean, I had almost a 10th. 096 is like a 1. And you had an 05, but with a 9. So, yeah. And a 10.4, 7, 10.85. So did you cross before me? You must have.
No, I don't think so.
I didn't think you did
Can't
either.
see it.
Although I wasn't paying attention.
No, you really let it off, but if I did, it was by, I don't think I crossed first, but all we worried about was that, right?
Absolutely.
I got you in 1.
You absolutely got me, man.
There you go.
We set the parameters, we set the rules, and we raced to that, and you absolutely beat me.
You know,
and not by a little, by a good amount. Even the slip from the last race with the 07 wouldn't have beat your 05.
I had an 099 the first one.
Yeah.
But I still remember the first race we had.
Yeah.
When you went to Plaid. And you beat me.
I had the first one in the Plaid as opposed to in the gray car.
I'm sorry, you didn't have the Plaid.
The gray
you had the Raven.
Yeah.
And it's the first time we raced, and you beat me by a foot or 2.
Yeah, it was close.
And I'm never going to forget it. I said, that guy, I have to get him with something.
You got me with that reaction.
That was fun.
It was absolutely good. All right, for this run, we're going to see what kind of best 8th mile time we can get. We're drag strip mode, peak performance ready. We're going to be going down next to another Plaid. And remember, we can't go flat out here, so we got to limit it to 990 and under 145 miles an hour. So we're going to launch it with launch control, and we're going to go to about 130 miles an hour, then we're going to get hard on the brakes. And I can tell you this track is really sticky right now. Oh man, it's so sticky the car barely wants to roll. Okay, let's see what we can do for launch control. Now we're ready to launch, but okay, here we go. All right. Go to 130. All right. Did what I wanted to do. Traction was outstanding out there. I mean, there's a point where you have so much traction that it might be slowing the car down because it's like the rolling resistance against the track is just so high. Hey there, thank you. I'm not sure to how many feet they prep it to that level of stick. All right, this is a pretty dang good time slip, other than the lazy reaction time of 0.267. But we ran a 6:03 8th mile, which is outstanding considering we're at only 85% battery charge, and that was 119.0 miles an hour. And yet we slowed it down almost 30 miles an hour again from 119 at the 8th mile. Then we went up to 130 actually, and brought it down all the way to 92 miles an hour and ran a 993. and I was trying to see how close I could get it to 990. So pretty darn close, but it took quite a bit of braking to bring it down from 130 down to 192. Basically 40 miles an hour in the last 300 feet, because we get on the brakes right around the 1,000-foot mark, and then by 1320, 320 feet later, we're at 92 miles an hour. So did what we wanted to do. I'm not sure how the gray Plaid did, but I was trying to kind of show them by way of example how to make the pass. How was your pass?
Thank you very much for the classes, huh?
How was it?
Yeah, nice.
How was your run?
I finished
9.8, I think.
9.8, yeah.
Oh shoot. Well, you probably won't get a warning for 9.8, but
98 and 125 miles across the...
my goal on that pass was to hit 990, and I hit 993, so I came pretty close.
Yeah, no, you
993.
didn't start very well.
Yeah, but I was on the brakes pretty hard, as you probably saw.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was about as heavy on the brakes as you want to be, and I was only 92 miles an hour at the finish. You were 125.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure who crossed the finish line first. I think I probably did.
You did.
Based on the reaction time, I was about a quarter second faster, and then you were a tenth of a second faster on the ET, so I would still have been about 0.15, I think, before you on the finish. That was fun.
Thank you very much.
Nice talking to you guys tonight.
Yeah, nice talking to you. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
see you, man.
Bye-bye.
See you guys. Well, that was an interesting night of racing. I have to say I'm not a fan of stepping on the brakes before I get to the finish line. So hopefully something will change. I did have a encouraging conversation with the tech guy out there at the drag strip, and we're going to research a little bit more into the NHRA rules, and we'll see if maybe their standing policy will change. We're hoping to get to the bottom of things. It's a conversation I probably should have had a couple months ago, but I just haven't been able to find the right guy out there. But I think I did tonight, and it was a, like I say, encouraging conversation. Yet it all makes me appreciate where we can run flat out, like Showtime, Orlando Speed World, and in the future, Leadfoot City, which is the 8th mile drag strip they're building out in Brooksville. Until then, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time right here, the Tesla Plaid channel.